Hello and welcome to the channel today. We got some interesting stuff for everyone today. The Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra versus the SCUF Envision Pro. Now, I've done a previous review on the SCUF Envision, so if you haven't seen that one, it might be worth going and look at that first, and I'll put it up here in the top. But I believe maybe one of them might be more specific to one genre of gaming than another. So let's jump into the review now and let's see how these stack up to each other. Okay, so what's in the box then? Well, before we start, I just wanted to mention how much these two controllers cost, and they're both priced the same at the moment, $179.99 in the US and the UK. So equal prices from both of the companies. So this is what both the boxes look like then. I'm not gonna go ahead and unbox this. Like I said before, we did that in our previous review. So what I'll do then is I'll just explain to you what's in the Turtle Beach and what is in the SCUF Envision Pro box. So first up then, you actually get the controller itself, and here it is, and we're going to go into the key features and stuff like that shortly. We also get our docking station, which you don't actually get with the SCUF Envision. You also get the wireless dongle there, look, which you do get with the SCUF Envision. As you can see, that actually does plug into the docking station too, so you can have it into the docking station into your PC, or just have the USB into your PC. And that has fast charge. You get 4 rubber type joystick holders, concave and convex, look. A really long USB-C cable, and this stunning little case, which has a USB-C slot through the top there so you can charge it. It also has a little zip here in the top so you can put your dongle and rubber caps in there. So the differences in the box with the SCUF then is you don't get a docking station, you don't get the rubber caps, you don't get the case, but you do get spare joysticks because they are interchangeable on the SCUF, and these aren't interchangeable on the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra. If you were to buy a case for the SCUF Envision, it would cost you an extra £15 or $15 depending where you are. So that does bump the price up. So there we have, in the box there, we got some good additions to the Turtle Beach. I was really impressed with some of the items that come in there, like the docking station and the case, but you don't get the interchangeable thumbsticks, which is a bit upsetting. So now we're gonna move on to some features. I've done quite a comprehensive one here, and if you guys think I've missed anything, please leave a comment below. So let's carry on with the review then and look at some features. Okay, so starting off with one of the biggest features then is the screen on the Stealth Ultra. As you can see, it's very bright, very vibrant, and looks amazing. So we'll go into that into a bit more detail in a minute, but as you can see on the SCUF Envision, you do not get a controller's screen. Second thing to point out between these two controllers is that the Stealth Ultra is actually lighter than the SCUF. So the Ultra weighs 255 grams and the SCUF weighs 290 grams, which is noticeably heavier. The next key feature for the Stealth Ultra is the docking station here, and this actually provides fast charging. So I did notice it was charging very quickly when I was running out of battery. But this is something that the SCUF Envision does not have, so you do not have the option for fast charging on that. So it does take a little bit longer, especially if you just want to throw the controller in your bag and go out the door. You're going to have to wait a lot longer with the SCUF. The battery then, so the battery on the Stealth Ultra actually lasted about 10 hours for me. On the website it does say up to 30 hours, so maybe that's without any of the lighting on or rumble or anything like that. I don't know, but I only got about 10 hours out of mine. With the SCUF Envision, as I said on my previous review, I'm getting about 6 hours out of that realistically, so there's quite a big difference there in game time. The next feature, which is really key to most controllers nowadays, is a Bluetooth feature. So you don't get any Bluetooth function with the SCUF, which means you can't use it with any other system other than the PC. So that's really upsetting. But with the Stealth Ultra, you get the Bluetooth feature, and that is a key feature you definitely need on controllers nowadays. So both controllers then come with an audio port, as you can see, this one has one, and also the Stealth Ultra has one too. Both of them are very good, and I will come on to the audio quality in a minute. None of these controllers have gyro, so neither of them have gyro support. I've actually tried to activate that myself as well and use it on various programs, but it doesn't work. Both of these controllers have lockable triggers. As you can see on the top here, it locks off, unlocks and locks off that way like that. The Stealth Ultra, on the other hand, has it on the top here, so you can lock them off here. Although I did find that when they're locked off, you've actually got quite a bit of play there, as you can see. Both the controllers have rear mappable buttons, as you can see, and both of them are in really good places, really easy to use. If anything, I would say that the SCUF has slightly better positioning, or the way you press them, it just feels a little bit more easier to press. As you can see, the same sort of situation with the back here of the Stealth Ultra in the similar positions. I just felt like they took a little bit longer to get used to, but maybe it was just because I was just used to the SCUF Envision. Both of these have profile switches here, and you can access those profiles through the menu on the Stealth Ultra, whereas this one you have 3 presets here and you can just toggle between those 3 on there. We'll come on to that when you get to the software. They both have a mouse click feature, so they both have micro switches, so all the key buttons have that. So this is one of the most notable features on the Stealth Ultra, and that is the Hall effect thumbsticks, i.e. the anti-drift thumbsticks. So basically this has Hall effect sensors to improve not only the controller lifetime, but also provides a better precision and enhanced accuracy. So it's really worth noting that that's something you don't get with the SCUF Envision. So this just comes with the standard analog sticks, which have a tendency not to last as long, but we will see in long-term use. One really good feature that I really like about the SCUF is the mappable buttons. So you have 5 additional buttons on the front here and 2 on the sides, either side here and then here. So the good thing about these is that you're not just limited to making them a normal button. You can assign them to any key on your keyboard or open a program or anything like that, which is a really good feature. And also it's really good for FPS games, because then you can have additional one-touch buttons to do multiple commands. So it is really good for those FPS games. It's also good for like streaming as well, because you could potentially use it like a stream deck, and you could use it as a scene changer or something like that. You don't actually get this feature with the Stealth Ultra. There is no additional buttons other than the 4 we've already spoken about on the back of the controller there. So PS5 support then, neither of these have PS5 support. The Stealth Ultra is supported on Xbox and PC, whereas the SCUF is just PC. So that's really worth noting there. I actually tried both controllers with the PS5 as well, and neither of them work at all. Mac support then, neither of these have Mac support either, according to the website, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work, because I haven't actually tried it on a Mac. So mobile app next. The Stealth Ultra actually has a mobile app that comes with it, so that's a really good feature. If you're just using it for your phone or your TV, then you do not have to have the software for the PC, or you don't even have to have a PC, whereas the SCUF doesn't have a mobile app. They both come with PC apps then, so that's not a problem, although we'll come on to that shortly. But the SCUF uses iQ, and the Stealth Ultra comes with its control center, which you can download from Microsoft on Xbox and PC. Both of these have vibration rumble feature on there, which you can adjust within the software too. Connecting to a TV then, you cannot connect the SCUF to a TV, but you can, according to the website, connect the Stealth Ultra to the TV. Now I tried it with my LG C1, and sadly I could not get it to run with apps. It would connect to the TV, but it seems like it's not supported on any of the apps yet. So maybe in the future it will be, but at the moment in time I can't get it to work. So if you're buying it for that feature, you're probably not going to get it to work unless you've got a different brand in TV and it works on there. A real big feature as well that they're trying to push with the Stealth Ultra is the Pro Aim. So basically you can program one of these buttons on the back here to work with Pro Aim. And Pro Aim is basically where you can slow down your ADS speed by just holding down the button on the back. So if I was to say have this on my back in my hands, I would hold down this button while I'm in aim, and it would slow down my aim. So it works really well actually, and after a while I did start getting used to it. At first I thought it was a bit of a gimmick, but to be fair, it's actually quite good once you get used to it. So maybe it will become a feature on other controllers in the future, because it does seem to work. Okay everyone, so we just had a little look at the features there, and I'm really impressed with some of the features from that Turtle Beach. Those additions of those extras like the screen and Bluetooth are really good. It's something you don't really get with the SCUF Envision. So before we move on to the next part of the video then, I would just like to ask you all if you could like and subscribe off this video. Leave a comment below as well if you feel like there's an item that you want me to review in the future. I really want to progress this channel and make it better, and you guys are the ones that are going to push it forward for me. So I'd much appreciate it if you could leave a comment below. Anyway, let's move on to response times. So response times then, and I actually found that there was not much difference between these controllers out of the box. So you're looking at about a 2% difference between the Stealth Ultra and the SCUF Envision, and that goes to the Turtle Beach. Now, to be fair, 2% is not going to make any difference to your gameplay, I'm pretty certain of it. So really, I feel that both of these controllers are going to give you the same response times no matter what. They're both very fast controllers, and it's not something I would worry about between the two. Now, if you want to find out how I actually did that response test, you can actually go into my previous video, which I'll link above now, the SCUF Envision Pro versus the Elite 2 versus the DualSense Edge. Okay then, so let's move on to software then. And this is where it gets interesting between the iCUE software and the Control Center software. So let's have a little look at it then. Okay, so what I want to do now is just have a quick run through the controller app for the Stealth Ultra. So you can download this from the Microsoft Store, and you can also download it for the Xbox as well. Now, I only want to go through this very quickly. This is not a tutorial today, so I just want to make sure that you guys know that. One thing worth mentioning before we go any further is that to use this app, you cannot have it plugged into the docking station. It has to be turned on and unplugged from the docking station. Okay, so moving on to this then. So very quickly, we'll just briefly go through this then. So we actually got the front page here, which shows you the basic stats and profile that you're in. I would take this with a pinch of salt. This is not actually how it's set up on my controller at the moment. For some reason, the information doesn't come across exactly to how it is. I actually prefer to do all my settings through the controller itself, and we'll come on to that shortly. Profiles, for instance, here as well, we got that. You can actually set up 10 profiles, unlike the SCUF Envision where you can only have 3. You can also rename them here as well. So you got Call of Duty, FPS, Race, and I've got the finals there as well. So I've got 4 different slots there for 4 different things, and you can rename them in here. The next one is your actual buttons and what they're mapped on program to. It doesn't really work very well on this app. I tend to do it, like I said, on the actual controller itself, but this normally shows you what you've got set up. Also, you've got your sticks as well here, so you can actually adjust your sensitivity of dead zones. You can also change your response time here from standard. You can also change your stick response as well from standard, precision and fast, but you don't get a custom setting, so that's worth mentioning. You actually get that on the SCUF Envision app. You don't get it on this app. The same goes for the triggers as well. You can adjust your dead zones there. And also the audio as well. This is actually really good, this audio, and the game chat works really well through the controller, which you can actually control all through the controller, so you no need to actually keep going into this app. Lighting as well, you can set all this up through the controller itself too, which I'll show you in a minute. Also, now we've got vibration as well, and you can actually set the vibrations here within the triggers and also within the handles themselves. You have power mode here as well, so you can set it to custom or eco, balanced or whatever to try and save battery. And lastly, you've got the updates on here as well. So if you want to do an update, you do have to connect the USB cable, but you must keep this app open at all times. If you click off of the app while it's updating, it will stop the update. So there's definitely one thing to remember there. Yeah, so this is the SCUF Envision Pro app iCUE, which you can download from Corsair. You can also download just the driver itself. So if you've got 2 PCs, you could have iCUE set up on one PC, do all your hardware mappings on there, and then transfer to another PC, and you wouldn't need to download the app. As long as you got the dongle plugged in, you would be fine. So I've had success with that on my gaming laptop, although I've had a few issues since then, but that's a whole new video. The app itself isn't that great, to be fair. You know, lots of complaints about it, how you have to have it open and stuff like this. I think there's a lot of errors with it, so it's not the best app ever. Although with this controller, you have a lot more customization with your controller. You can actually set custom triggers and stuff like that on here, and also you do have the option to map these buttons down here and these side buttons, which you don't have on the SCUF Ultra. So you do have more options on here, and also your device settings as well. If I actually plug mine in via USB now, I could actually set up the onboard memory with some more slots. I've only got one slot at the moment, but you can't see that because I haven't got the USB plugged in. So really, to be fair, the SCUF Ultra absolutely smashes the SCUF Envision with software, because you can just do it all via the actual controller itself. You don't even need these apps to run. And also the SCUF Ultra has an app that goes with it. So I'm not going to kind of show you that today because it's exactly like the app that I've already shown you, but on your mobile. So that's definitely worth knowing that you've got that option too. So the SCUF Envision really lets itself down with the software. So let's have a little look on the SCUF Ultra's screen. I'll try and show you guys how that works. Okay, so here we go with the screen then, and as you can see, we are on the main one now, and I've actually got my profile set to the finals at the moment. So we click the profile button like this, and as you can see, you've got the settings on Y, and also you've got your notifications from your phone on the bottom there. The way we change the current profile then is we just use the top right button here, and we can just click across to the various ones that we've already set up. And as you can see, I've already set them up. And if I select COD, you can see that my lighting changes as well. So all I have to do is just press the menu button again, or the profile button, and then there you go. It's now gone into COD mode, and I can tell that as well because it goes green because I've set that up on the controller. So we have a quick run through the other things, but I'll just mention about the notifications a minute. Now, the notifications from phone, you're supposed to connect it to the app on your phone. It was so temperamental, it barely ever worked. Every now and then I got a notification and it missed a few, so yeah, it's temperamental. If we want to go into settings, then we just press the profile button again, and then we can press Y, and as you can see there, that we can actually connect to our Xbox. So we can just click across like this. We can connect to our Xbox and we can activate the pairing, or we can actually connect via Bluetooth and smart devices via this way as well. So that's how you connect to your phone or your TV and stuff like that. You've also got the app too. So App Link allows you to connect to the app and actually get the notifications come through, which, like I said, didn't really work for me. So we can click across here and we've got lighting, so you can set all your lighting up for each individual profile. So for whatever profile you're set on, you will adjust the lighting for this. So you can adjust the speed, the effects, the color, or whatever you need. So let's go back again. We can click across. You can set up your vibration on the left side, and then you click the top button, right side, left trigger, right trigger, just like you saw on the app earlier on, and just like you can see on the app on your mobile phone as well. So it's really, really quite unique, this little screen on your controller. You've also got the axes mapping too, so you can go on there and you can do your left and right sticks. So if we click on there, you can click across, look to fast, standard, precision. I actually found that for me, I found the precision setting the best one for the Call of Duty for me, so that could be something you guys consider. And you can also adjust the dead zones, and I left mine at 5%. I didn't even change that, I left it there. You can also set up the right trigger dead zones too, and the left trigger, as you can see. And then if we go to the back buttons, you can set all that in here. So you can see I've actually set up D-pad up on the back there, and pro aim as well for Call of Duty. The problem with it is that if you have it this way, that means you're missing out on those two other buttons for, say, like reloading, and like on finals it would be like pick up an item, which makes it so much easier. So I feel like if you're on the SCUF Envision, you've got all the extra buttons. So if you had that pro aim on the SCUF Envision, that would be really good, but you're missing a button then for the pro aim. So it's something you've got to get used to, I think, if you're going to use pro aim, but it is quite good. You've actually got the headset mixer, so when you click on that, you'll see exactly what you saw on the app. Once I've plugged something in the bottom, it activates it, and you can go in there, and I'll tell you what, this actually sounds really good, this headset. I mean, I was really impressed. It's a lot more power. I say a lot more, it's a bit more powerful as well than the SCUF, so it drove my harder to drive headset, like my TYGR 300s, a little bit easier than what it did on the SCUF. Yeah, so that's the headset mixer. You can see all the same settings as what you did on the app before. And then you've got your own profiles here, which you can actually reset up. Let's see, there's all our profiles and stuff like that. You can click on profile 10 if you want, or profile 1, but like I said before, there's a quicker way of doing that, like I showed you. You got your social stuff on here, which I did have set up, but that's another thing with this as well. Every time you turn your controller on, I had to reconnect it to the app, It was a nightmare. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to use it. It's sad because that feature could be quite good for some people, but it didn't really work for me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, yeah, system, and you can go in here and you can do your firmware updates. You can do your calibration, so you can actually calibrate your sticks like this, and then it's calibrated, look, and go back. And then you can also click across and you can do your triggers as well, let's see, calibrated. So that's a good thing. Screen brightness, you could turn that right down so you don't have to have it too high, but I've got it high for this. And then your LED brightness on the sides you can turn right down too. Screen timeout time, yep, keep that on 5. Sleep timeout, 10 minutes. Power mode, see I've got it on custom at the moment, but you can choose different ones. Charging LED is on, I'll just leave that on 5 or something. And then social alert colors you can set up to different things as well. And then you can reset the default. Personally, I didn't need the app other than to rename my profiles. That was the only time I really needed it. So definitely worth thinking about that. So let's go on to some quality and gameplay now. And I actually feel like the quality of the SCUF Ultra is actually better than the SCUF Envision. And I don't mean in the sense of it's not going to last, but I just feel like the SCUF Ultra has a more premium feel. Where the SCUF actually comes slightly ahead though is when you get onto the actual feel and gameplay. And I always have said that that controller is just perfect when it comes to in the hand feel. It really has every button available at your fingertips. There is no moving around the controller to try and get to a button. Now, I'm not saying that you have that issue with the SCUF Ultra, but it is slightly more confined and compressed within the top end of the SCUF Ultra. So it does feel a little bit more cramped, and it did give me, after a long sort of play session, a slight ache in the right hand. So when it actually comes to responsiveness then, both these controllers are excellent when in-game. You do not even notice any lag whatsoever. In fact, I would be happy with both of these controllers, full stop. So let's wrap up with a conclusion then. I just want to say before we move on though is please could you like and subscribe this video. I really appreciate it. Any comments you might have as well, which I can improve on, will be much appreciated. So let's close down the review with my thoughts then. So in my opinion then, I feel like the SCUF Envision Pro is aimed more at the FPS users, right? So that controller will only also work with PC. So if you're a PC player and you solely play FPS games, then this is the controller for you. There is no doubt about it, it's really good. And if you can get over the clunky software, then I would go for that one. You do have the replaceable sticks too, which you don't have with the Ultra. You get the 7 extra remappable buttons, 5 on the front, and then you get the 2 side buttons. And most of all, what really makes the difference for me is that feel. Every button is accessible with ease. There's no reaching around for that extra button like you sometimes do on other controllers. So that's definitely something to bear in mind with the SCUF Envision Pro. Now moving on to the Turtle Beach SCUF Ultra then, I would say this is the best all-round controller you can buy right now. It can be connected to your phone, it can be connected to your PC, to your Xbox, and if you're lucky, it can be connected to a TV, which I actually had no joy with. It also comes with its very own docking station, which is really good by the way. It charges up and it's got fast charging, which the SCUF doesn't have. I managed to get 10 hours battery out of it, which is better than the SCUF 2. You get that very unique small case that comes with it too, with the charging port in the top for transportation. You get the built-in screen for on-the-fly settings. You get the anti-drift sticks and an overall lighter weight. So it is a really good package for anyone. And so far, out of all my reviews that I've done, this is one of my favorite controllers, just because of how flexible it really is. So there it is everyone, I really appreciate you watching to the end. It's been a really fun and interesting review, and I really love both controllers here. Either or, you're going to enjoy both of these. If there's a particular controller or something, or piece of tech that you want me to review in the future, then please leave a comment below and I'll see if I can get that done for you. If not, check out the channel in the future because we've got loads more coming up, and I will see you again soon. Thank you everyone.